Hey, it's your friend Jason Pound here answering the top asked questions by home buyers and home sellers in today's Oklahoma real estate market. In honor of the crazy windstorm and going into our third day of no power, we are asking the question, does a home generation system add to the value of my house? The short answer is yes, but there are caveats. As usual, let me over-explain. It's important you realize that when you are investing into your home, that almost all investments into your home raise the value of your property. But it's very rare that an investment into your home raises the value of your property dollar for dollar. So for example, the national average for home generation systems is that it raises the price or the value of your home by 60 to 70% of what you spent on the system. And in Oklahoma, obviously, you may be able to find a good old boy. He'll cut you a deal and go less. And you may buy the best of the best of the best and have to do some extra work to get your property up to the standard so it can support that system. But in general, you're looking for around $11,000 to $30,000 that you are going to spend to put a system in your home that automatically turns on a generator when the power goes off. The question is, what systems do you want to run while the power is off? Do you just want the air to kick on and have some lights and some internet? Do you want to be able to run the blow dryer and the oven and the dryer and all of these things? Well, obviously, the higher the power pool needed to run those systems, the larger the generation system that you need. And the more items that you're going to have plugged into it and automatically running, the more that you're going to have to spend on your system so that you'll have the power to pull it and you'll have the systems to support that power. All of that being said, don't expect to get back dollar for dollar the amount that you are spending. You should be investing into your little hobbit hole because you are making it better for you. And as you live there and get use out of the benefits and luxuries and upgrades that you have placed on your home, over time, the preponderance of upgrades will work in your favor. So if you have a little dumpster fire with one major upgrade, that's not going to do a lot. But if you have a nice house that has 5, 6, 7 major upgrades to it, that begins to sway a buyer's mind and change how much they're willing to pay. It begins to sway an appraiser's brain for how much they're willing to appraise the property. Point number 2 is you need to realize that there is a difference in your upgrades between appreciated and expected. And I'm not using the word appreciate as in grow in value, but do they actually have gratitude and thankfulness that you have this upgrade on your house? Or did they actually expect it and you just finally have brought your property up to par? So that being said, I broke down some basic metrics for you. If you're under $350,000 in the state of Oklahoma, most people would prefer to have that approximate $20,000 in their pocket. They'd rather you pay some of their closing costs. They'd rather you do some repairs. They'd rather you provide them a seller credit for the benefit of the buyer. So under $350,000, it's nice to have, but it's probably not going to add much to the market value of your home. It might increase the appraisal value, but it's probably not going to increase the amount that the market is actually willing to pay for your house. Because at this level of $350,000 and under, we're not talking luxury. We're mainly talking aesthetics and bones. Once you get into the $350,000 to $650,000 price point, realize that you have to match the quality of the home. If you have a $600,000 home with Formica countertops, you're probably not matching the quality that's expected for that price point. And think about how confusing it is if you have Corinthian pillars and Italian marble mixed with Formica countertops. Now you're the standard of quality across the entire system of your home. It doesn't match. It becomes hodgepodgey, quiltish. Another thing to think about is, does it make sense to have a $20,000 generation system installed in your house when you have a little $8,000 3-ton unit trying to heat all 3,000 to 4,000 square feet of your home? Your system quality is not up to par with this massive upgrade that you're about to put on the system. Things are not in alignment, and subconsciously, it's going to throw buyers off. Logically, it's going to throw appraisers off, and you're probably not going to get the full 67% return on investment that you were expecting. Once you move into the $600,000 to the $1 million category, the home generation system in Oklahoma, where we have power outages quite often, becomes expected. They expect it to be there, but if they find out it's not there, if the quality of all of your other systems is high, off the charts, your home in general is up to par, and it has a preponderance of other items that make up for the lack of a generation system, you might be able to get away with it. But if your home is competing against another home and the buyer is making their choice and all is equal except for the generation system and the price is around the same, they're probably going to go with the property that has the home generation system on it. Once you pass $1 million, it is assumed in Oklahoma that you are going to have a full generation system for your house. If your property you're trying to sell it for more than $1 million and it doesn't have a generator system on it, you better have a ton of land coming with it. You better have a ton of shops coming with it. You better have some ponds. You better have some value that backs up that $1 million price tag. Because once you pass $1 million in Oklahoma, this is considered to be a luxury property. And you're not a luxury property if the power goes out and you don't have a generation system to keep your freezer and your air condition and your internet and your lights going, the creature comforts that you have come to expect. So, in short, yes, having a generator adds to the value of your home. National averages, it adds around 60 to 70%. There are certain neighborhoods in Oklahoma where it is known the power goes out all of the time, and actually having a system could push your return on investment closer to 80 to 90%, maybe. But once again, you're back into the appreciated versus expected. Did you buy the $30,000 system or did you buy the $10,000 system? There comes a point where once you have spent a certain amount in a certain price point, you have moved beyond appreciated into over investing, where they might have just preferred to have the money rather than the investment in the property. My name is Jason Pound with Jericho Pound Realty Group. We service the entire Oklahoma City metro area with hyper-local expertise in South Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. If we can ever be of assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to serve. In the meantime, peace out, have a great life, and as you know, I'm gonna bust through these doors and get back to work.